Something came out of left field and we were not expecting it. All coming up right now. Good morning, everyone, and it's Dadisajoke, Retro Rockin' Gamer Weekend Report. And wow, some news that blindsided just about everybody, including this guy. But first, we're going to talk about a few other things and get them out of the way. First of all, new cam, brand new camera. Hopefully, this will look a lot better than the old one. From what I can tell, it is. So that's a good thing. Also, don't forget your coffees this morning. It's really important, stuff like that. What did I want to bring up? So I'm trying. I'm going to be trying a new experiment. It's going to be. I'm going to try it sometime in September. We're going to do a live stream roundtable. Okay. Well, so what the plan is that we'll have a topic. I'll come up with a topic and we'll discuss it. Hopefully there won't be name calling and blah blah blah. But I want a good, honest retro gaming, conversation about the thing. I want to see some insights. Because I'm by myself. If I had somebody else to sort of banter and bounce ideas off of, it'd be great. But I don't. I have no friends. All my friends are online. So if we can do that and do it in an orderly fashion and just have a really good conversation, I think that would be great. It'll probably be an hour video to discuss this. Just I think it'll be interesting, and let's give it a try. If it takes off, I'll be doing more of these. If it doesn't take off, it'll die like every other video that I've tried that has bombed. Yeah, so that's about it. I want to try that. I'll let everybody know. I'll keep everybody updated so you know. I know not a lot of people are going to be able to do it because majority of us retro gamers are all Gen Xers or boomers, and we don't have the time or luxury to do all this stuff. But I'm hoping to do it like in the evening around 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9, and Eastern Standard, and hopefully that can help out. So that's my plan. If you have any comments about it, like I did with the that little video that I did, let me know. If you like the idea, great. Let me know. If you don't, let me know why. And second of all, come up with ideas that we can talk about. We can do the obvious of stating what the state of Atari right now, but I want to get into a little bit more minutia and stuff like that we can look into. Anyways, that's it for now. So let's start off with some quick news. So Gamescom was on this week. I don't know if it's still on this weekend. I'm not 100% sure, but just search Gamescom on Google and see what they have there. Let's see here. Pre-orders are open for Wings of Death. It's a 1990 Atari ST Amiga shoot 'em up game, now remastered for the Atari Jaguar. Interesting. It's great to see that there's more support coming in for the Jaguar, even though I'm not a big fan of it. It's still amazing. It's still an Atari product, still needs love, and we'll go from there. New update for the Atari 2600 Plus and the 7800 Plus. The new update is version 2.0.1.5, and that's the only information that I have here. So, by all means, check it out. If you're having problems, download the firmware and see where it goes from there. Okay, that's it for the sort of basic-y news. But man, this really freaked me out. Now, does anybody remember Vectrex? The sort of all-in-one CRT joystick cartridge enabled console that was all vector based, which was a very cool idea. Now, the system bombed, unfortunately. First of all, it was fucking expensive. Okay, I remember seeing it in my eyes, lit up. I'm like, what the hell is this? And just playing around with it. But then I saw the price tag, even as a kid. Back, I think it was like over $300, and that was in the '80s. I was like, whoa, too rich for my blood. But the thing is, in the recent years, Vectrex has gotten sort of a resurgence in the sort of used market, and quite a few people have picked them up. Now, I hate to say this, but on my emulation machine back there, I downloaded all the Vectrex games just to try them out, and nothing really exciting. I mean, the Asteroids game is pretty cool, and then the Armored Attack game is pretty cool too, but nothing special, to be quite honest with you. Still cool, don't get me wrong, but nothing totally special. And the stupid overlays still bug me to this day. But yeah, no, that thing was crazy. And also the other thing that killed it too was no third-party support. Imagine if Atari's developers dug into their sort of their library and created games for the Vectrex. Imagine Tempest on the Vectrex. Mind blown. How about Major Havoc? Blown again. But hopefully, now that what's it called? Actually, before I get into the Vectrex a little bit more, I just saw something that I wanted to make a quick, and this is really important news too. So the new Commodore computer company, the latest update from the new Commodore computer company, whatever, announced today that the full purchase of Commodore and 47 surviving trademarks from as early as 1983, when Jack Tramiel was Commodore, Commodore has now been fully paid for, and all ownership and paperwork is signed over. So this new company just got everything from Commodore. So that's something else to look forward to. I mean, I think that's really cool too. Any of you C64 fans, Amiga fans, this is big news. Okay, let's go back to Vectrex. Okay, so so after 42 years, someone has finally worked out a way to make a mini version of the Vectrex, and it involves an AMOLED screen. 42 years, man. Holy shit. So this is a mini version of the original using an LCD screen. Again, this now with LCD being so cheap, this hopefully won't be overly that expensive to have. So it won't have a cartridge port. It'll have a whole bunch of games built in, but also have I believe an SD slot that you can add games to it. Now, imagine if homebrew people started making games for it. Imagine. Think of it. There could be some cool shit coming out. And also, the Vectrex Mini will be available worldwide. So nobody's going to be left out on this thing. So this was all at Gamescom. Yeah, so the Vectrex official Twitter account says, don't forget to come by the Hall 10.2 to test our original Vectrex and the Vectrex Mini prototypes. Yeah, no, that's really cool. And the controller that pops out of the thing seems like it's wireless. Also, I see somebody here in the picture has set up an external controller, so it looks like it has a USB port for that. This is so cool. People are saying, a Vectrex Mini, sign me up. Absolutely. And it's funny. This is hilarious. And they're showing video of the original Vectrex machines, and when you videotape or video CRT screens, they flash, right? So you'll see all the flashing on all the original CRT screens, and There's the minis, perfectly solid LCD screens. Anyway, this I was not expecting this at all. None, zero. It came totally out of left field, which was very impressive. And this should now this not says Atari set the stage 3-4 years ago, right? The original VCS came out, and Atari decided to start pursuing this thing. And Wade Rosen, the CEO, he wanted to push retro gaming. Well, he pushed it so much that now we're getting Commodore 64. There's other little companies that are making other 8-bit computers. I think there's a company in Europe that's making I forget what Atari computer was, a 1200 XL or a 1300 XL, something like that. They're making one of those with the cartridges and everything. The Vectrex Mini comes out. I mean, it's just the ball is actually rolling, and these companies are seeing that the market is still viable in there. And I think that's super cool. So we got lots and lots of stuff to look forward to, not just from Atari, but from all these different other companies that are pushing, retro. And the good thing about pushing retro, and I'm gonna keep on saying this, it's the perfect gateway for younger children to get into video gaming. Don't hand them over Call of Duty, blah blah blah. Get them on Pac-Man. Get them on all the original games, just to get their feet wet and get their brains going. I mean, a lot of you know my son has autism, and I introduced him fucking years ago a Jack's Pacific arcade thing that had Miss Pac-Man, whatever. And finally, I got to see him focus because he's got problems focusing. So when he was able to play, video games and arcade games like the original stuff from the 80s, he was able to focus and use his brain and get high scores. Like, the kid is amazing. And I strongly, say, if you want to get kids into video gaming, get them onto the original Atari stuff. Show them all that stuff. That's more fun than the other shit that's out there right now. They can play all that stuff when they get a little bit older. But the perfect way to get into them is arcade games, Atari 2600, 7800, and television, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. Okay? Anyways, folks, that's all I have for today. Yeah, you know what it is. It's Sunday and I got to work again today. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Remember to chime in for the what's it called? To chime in for the roundtable that I'm planning, and we'll go from there. Anyways, everybody, have a good Sunday morning. Don't forget your coffees, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.